All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Houston Rockets Daily, where we post daily Houston Rockets content. If that's something you enjoy this video, be sure to hit that like button, hit that sub button. Man, we're like less than 150 subs away from 2,000, so I really appreciate all you guys for watching this video. I want to talk a little bit about, because the NBA drafts in less than 3 weeks, I want to talk a little bit about some stuff I would like to see, or even just kind of have an open discussion on the offseason in general. I've got kind of a little bit of a busy travel schedule here in the next couple of weeks. I'll still be posting hopefully pretty much every single day. But just before things get a little chaotic, I wanted to make this video. So number one, dude, I want to talk about Eric Gordon, Christian Wood, John Wall. I think in a perfect world, the Houston Rockets, some way, somehow, hearing Darvin Ham talk about Russell Westbrook today has me thinking that they might not even trade him. I don't really know what's going on with the Lakers, man. The Lakers are a dumpster fire in general. I really couldn't tell you. Part of me wants to see that team run it back because, like, I like good basketball. So if LeBron can figure out how to make that work, like, I think that would be cool. And then if the Lakers were just a dumpster fire for another season, I also think that would be pretty cool. So ideally, you want to trade John Wall for Russell Westbrook and a 2027 first-round draft pick. It really is going to come down to, and then you'd buy out Russ. It's really going to come down to how desperate are the Lakers. How desperate are they? I don't think they're as desperate as a lot of people make them out to be. So if you're not going to trade him to the Lakers, I have a hard time imagining, as much as I think the Clippers should figure out some way to get John Wall onto that roster. Like, why would you not, bro? Why would you not? I guess Reggie Jackson, he's like a good player, but you can figure something out if you desperately want Reggie to play at the end of games. Like, you could figure something out where you have Wall, Reggie, Kawhi, and George out on the court at the same. Like, you could figure it out. But I guess they're just not that interested. Christian Wood's interesting. You guys know my thoughts on Christian Wood. At this point in time, he is the best player on the Houston Rockets. Like, literally, argue with it. Like, I don't know what to tell you. Stats back that up 100%. Who had the better season last year, Jalen Green or Christian Wood? The answer is Christian Wood. Christian Wood is one of the few players in the NBA who, on a down season, can go 18-11. And still shoot about 40% from downtown. He's one of the few big men in the entire league who can do that. Now, something I've been saying is, how long is that going to last? It's going to last one game. I guarantee you it is going to last one game unless Christian Wood comes out here. He can, play good on defense. He's putting up like 25 points. I have a feeling that after one game next season, Jalen Green will be clearly better than Christian Wood on the Houston Rockets. Now, that's not to discredit Christian Wood. I just think Jalen Green's about to blow up. He had a very Anthony Edwards second half of the season, and what did we see from Ant this past year? It was just nonstop balling. So I do think Jalen Green is our best player moving forward, but at this current point in time, you have to give respect to Christian Wood. You have to, bro. I don't care if he isn't a defensive stud. I don't care if he's not a decoy. He's not Draymond Green. At no point in his NBA career was he ever supposed to be a Draymond Green. No point in his NBA career was he ever supposed to be a two-way monster. The expectations are too high. He's a third option on a championship caliber team. He can still hoop, and I just feel like he gets so much disrespect just because of the fact that he can't play great defense, which, bro, look at the Houston Rockets roster for the last X amount of years. Who's the last legitimate center the Rockets had? The answer is Clint Capella. It's been years since the Rockets have had a big-ass, strong-ass dude down there at the center position. We ran P.J. Tucker for years at the 5. Idiots. Idiots. How do you expect to win a championship with P.J. Tucker at your 5? Idiots. So Christian Wood. Well, the thing is this. He's 26 years old. I don't really want to hear about age because Jae'Sean Tate's 26 years old. So, I want the same energy. If you have to trade Christian Wood because he's 26, but you also want to keep Eric Gordon, that makes no sense. what it boils down to with Christian Wood is he's 26 years old, but unfortunately he's on the last year of his contract. He's on a very cheap $13 million a year contract. Houston is in no rush to trade this man because they're at the worst case scenario, there's going to be contenders at the trade deadline next season. Getting into next season, they're going to be like, shit, we don't have enough. We don't have enough. We need a dude. And maybe, especially if they're a championship contending team, they're going to be tight on cash. So Christian Wood, it's going to, let's fast forward to the trade deadline next season. And you have a desperate championship contending team who gives Houston maybe some dog shit contract on a last year or whatever. It's going to have to be on their last year. I don't want some guy on like a $20 million 4-year, like an Alan Crabb contract from when he first got re-signed in 2016, which was like 4 years, $20 million. Obviously not that. I'm talking about like, an expiring contract and like 2 first-round picks. Or at the very worst, 1 first-round pick because of how desperate they are. So like, you know what I'm saying? There's always going to be teams who are going to be interested in Christian Wood because, like I said, he's one of the only players in the NBA who can actually put up the statistics he's putting up on the offensive end. Putting him at the 5 spot, I just feel like we're expecting way too much from a guy who is not supposed to be what we expect him to be. Like, I just don't understand it. But Christian Wood's value is very high right now. So if you're able to get that 8th pick from the Pelicans, if you're able to get that, or 8th pick from, the Pelicans, if you're able to get the 7th pick from the Trailblazers, like if you're able to get some type of lottery first-round pick or even some young asset and a future first, i.e. the Knicks with like Cam Reddish. I'm not huge on Cam Reddish, but that's the example I'm going to use. You get a young cat who has potential. You just haven't seen him play too much in the NBA, whether it's due to age or just, being on a good team, what have you, and a future first-round pick. That is something I would take if they offered that for Christian Wood at this current point in time. With that being said, do the Houston Rockets necessarily need to trade Christian Wood this offseason? Absolutely not. Do they even need to trade him next year? I guess not. I think we all agree, most people agree, in the Houston Rockets' best interest with, a 3rd pick, a 17th pick, 4 first-round picks last year, and a 22-year-old KPJ, we should probably trade Christian Wood. It's a little bit different with a guy like Jae'Sean Tate. The Rockets need to pick up his team option, and I fully anticipate them picking up his team option this offseason. It just boils down to, can he develop a jump shot? Can he develop a 3? Because if not, you're going to have Eric Gordon starting at the 3. And I'm as big, bro, if you watched my videos last year, you know my thoughts on Eric Gordon starting. I think it is absolutely ridiculous. I think it's ludicrous. Yes, I want to pay homage. I want to pay my respect to a Houston Rockets OG in Eric Gordon. But at the same time, bro, you're like 34 years old. I just don't really know what you do for me starting. Why do you have to start? Well, to play devil's advocate, Jae'Sean Tate, if he's going to be shooting 27% from downtown and really can only score in the paint, you already have your number 3 pick, Paolo Banchero, most likely, and Christian Wood there at the 5. So it's like that's a log jam. That's a big log jam. Maybe they find a way to make it work because Paolo and Christian can both shoot the long ball at a consistent rate, but I don't know. I have a hard time believing that they're going to just roll Jae'Sean Tate starting again next season. The rumor on the street is Eric Gordon's going to be the day 1 starter at the 3 spot unless something were to happen. And, it's not the worst thing in the world. It's not the best thing in the world. I understand you want to have veterans on your roster, but particularly for me with Houston, with having so many guards, with having so many mouths to feed on our roster, I feel like trading Eric Gordon, even if it's for just a heavily protected first-round draft pick, I think that's something that's in the Houston Rockets' best interest. Looking at Dennis Schroeder, he didn't really move the needle for me too much. I'm a little in between. I'd love Daishen Nix to get more of an opportunity, but does not re-signing Dennis Schroeder even mean Daishen Nix is going to get more of an opportunity? I would like to think, but at the same time, Eric Gordon starting at the 3, bro. So we don't really know these types of things. So do I think Dennis Schroeder will be a Houston Rocket next season? I really don't, which kind of sucks because I think Schroeder's a dope-ass dude. I think he's one hell of a basketball player, but at this point in his career, he definitely needs and definitely deserves to be on a championship contending roster. Who else do we have? the draft's going to be interesting. I've been making a bunch of draft videos. I'm still kind of thinking, if I had to draft right now and I could pick whoever at 3 and 17, I would probably go Banchero, and then at 17 I'd probably go Tari Eason, but still up in the air with 17 because, you know, we've been seeing some more three-point shots from Tari, which is why he's been kind of falling in the draft boards, but it's still okay. We'll be covering it up until the draft. So let me know what you guys think the Houston Rockets should do in the offseason. Hit the like button, hit that sub button for daily Rockets content. If you guys have anything you want me to cover, anything you want me to do differently, go ahead, drop a comment down below. I love reading your comments. I also have a Discord and a Twitch where I'm live on Twitch every single night. And the Discord, we have a whole Rockets channel, and we just kind of talk sports, and I even have a chess channel. We've got, you know, video games, we got anime, we got it all. So check that out, link in bio, and I'll see you guys later, man.